The Chicago Bears, they've got to move fast on a key player. And for those of you who are watching, welcome with regularity. I'm going to approach this story just a little bit different, a little different angle. And the Chicago Bears, they're the favorite to win a couple NFL awards this season. And it's hard to believe, but yes, they are the favorites to win a couple NFL awards. And I'm thinking more than more, this hinges on a player that you wouldn't normally think of. And that player, it's offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins. And I'm telling you, before the season starts, before he has his best year as a pro, he's a player who should get a new contract right now. Let's not wait for his contract to run out. Let's not wait till this season is over. Let's get this contract done right now. Let's start banging the table for this. So you guys know when he's healthy, he's the key cog in this offensive line. In fact, he's the offensive line's leader. More on him in a few minutes. But first, let's have a little bit of fun, right? Let's get into betting favorites for two upcoming NFL honors. So this is according to DraftKings Sportsbook. Caleb Williams, unbelievably, he's still currently the favorite at plus 135 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Fellow first-round picks, we've got like Jaden Daniels at plus 500, Marvin Harrison Jr. at plus 700. They're really the only other players that are a threat who have odds that are less than 10 to 1. So let's pretty much figure that those are the competitors. And since the merger, the only Chicago Bear to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, do you remember? Running back Anthony Thomas, the A-Train in 2001. He rushed for 1,183 yards, 7 touchdowns, but unfortunately, those were career highs, and he just didn't pan out. But, man, he had such a good rookie year. And then prior to the merger, we have 3 Chicago Bears winning the award, legendary tight end and coach Mike Ditka, running back Scale Sayers, and let's check how old you are, running back Ron Bull. And looking at this, let's say Caleb Williams wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's going to be on track then to become the best quarterback in Bears history. And we've infamously struggled to find solid quarterback play, to put it mildly, throughout the history of this franchise. Chicago still has yet to produce a 4,000-yard passing season from any quarterback in franchise history. I mean, you guys know this. It's so painful. The other award, Bears head coach Matt Eberflus. He's also the betting favorite to win Coach of the Year at plus 800. He's got competition. I would say Jim Harbaugh, Matt LaFleur, Raheem Morris, DeMeco Ryans. I mean, it can often be super difficult to predict who's going to win Coach of the Year, but it's easy to see why these coaches could win the awards. And ultimately, I think Caleb Williams has a much better chance to win this award instead of Coach Flus. I mean, he's only competing with a limited crop of offensive rookies. Coach Flus, he's competing with really every single NFL coach in the league. So what's necessary for things to go right here? I mean, sure, we have the receiving stable. We have the running back room. We have the top 5 secondary, regardless of what PFF says. That's so ridiculous. But anyways, Tevin Jenkins, he's the glue that holds this line together. He gives it a nasty streak, right? He is the leader on this line, and he's had a lot of injury bad luck, but mark this. When he's healthy, there aren't many better offensive guards in the game, and we got a glimpse of that last year. I'm going to go into who he is as a player in a minute. You guys actually know what kind of player he is, but I have some numbers to support that. But Fox Sports, they just ran a really good story interviewing Tevin Jenkins as he worked out with former NFL center ZQ Shipley, a couple other offensive linemen. He is just killing it and getting to work this offseason. And I'm going to go to the story here. Let me scroll down so you can follow along. And this is just a really good interview. Read it in its entirety. So here is his assessment of Caleb Williams. This is how he can help him develop as a key offensive lineman on the team. So this is straight from Tevin. He's a rookie, so he's coming here with those wide eyes, you know? Yeah. So it's like we're trying to understand what we can do to help him out. Certain cadences, certain voice inflections, things that he really needs to look out for, all that stuff, even the small stuff, like we see a nickel corner starting to blitz. We'll call that out to get his eyes over there. Like maybe it's an alert hot somewhere, something else or something, just having that older line. This is something I didn't realize. Jenkins, He is the longest tenured player on this revamped offensive line. Poles has done a ton of work on this line in only 3 years. And man, it's been really impressive. I'm going to close this story down for now, but check out that story in its entirety. He's got this line ready to go, I think. And Jenkins, he's played all over the line. He's played right guard. He's played to the left. He's played center. And now it looks like that he's finally settling into the left guard spot next to Braxton Jones. He's going to have Bates or Shelton on his other side at center. And Jenkins, he is the unquestioned leader of this O-line, I believe. He's definitely up to the challenge. I think the Bears should move now. They should keep him long-term right now, pay the lower cost. And helping the QB is something that this line is ready to collectively do. There's more experience playing together on this line, and this is more from Jenkins. I feel more continuity this year. There's more explanation behind what we're doing. Instead of like last year where some things were gray in some areas, now we're really hammering out the small details. And I feel like half the stuff, it's because we retained offensive line coach Chris Morgan. And I fully agree on this. I mean, we had a full turnover of the offensive staff. GM Ryan Poles, Coach Flus, they kept Morgan. And it looks like that's going to be yet another key to this unit's success. Just a fantastic move, keeping a great coach, keeping a guy who's been incremental in developing guys like 5th-round draft pick Braxton Jones. He's become a pretty nice starting left tackle, and we have so much to thank, excuse me, Chris Morgan for that. Excuse me. So now let's get back to Jenkins' time with the Bears on tapsports.net. They gave just a fantastic view on him. I like on tapsports.net, and actually they give something beyond like the PFF rankings, beyond like how many sacks did he give. They give like pretty interesting grades on players, and I'm trying to move away PFF a little bit. On Tab Sports, they gave Tevin Jenkins an in-season grade of an A-. So let's check this out. Let's go straight to them. So they're talking about the Bears offensive line playing with an edge when Tevin Jenkins is on the field. He is the tone setter for the group. We know that. He had a season-long block success rate of 89.5. That ranked first on the team by a huge margin. And the Oklahoma State product, he recorded an above-average rep on 25.8% of the snaps. That's the best mark on the team. Meanwhile, he limited negative reps. That's a really good thing that OnTap Sportsnet does. 10.5% of the plays was what they call a limited negative rep. That's also the best rate on the team. His improved consistency, that's one of the favorite takeaways from the 2023 season. Despite a poor Week 18 performance after the birth of his first child, certainly we can excuse that, right? I believe that Jenkins is playing at an all-pro level as long as he's healthy. Thank you. That's way better. As you guys know, he missed 5 games this past season. If he would have sustained his level of play across 15-plus games, I think his letter grade would have been an A+. They are recommending to lock Jenkins in to start at left guard next year. Consider an early extension. So even that site is screaming for the Bears to do this. I'm going to close that down. So moving further, I think some individual game performances that might paint the best picture of the player that the Bears have here. So he allowed 0 sacks, 0 pressures on 99 snaps in games against the Commanders, 37 there, Raiders, 33 snaps, and the Lions, 29 snaps. He was the only Bears offensive lineman not to permit a sack or a quarterback hit through the first 8 games of the season. He received a 91.1 grade versus the Saints. That was the highest of any NFL offensive lineman during Week 9, highest of his career, and the highest of any Bears player that weekend. And to top it off, he earned a 76.3 grade in a home win over the Lions. That was the highest of any player on the Bears offense as well. And he also remained even-keeled. He has a great attitude. Like after being informed he'd received the top grade of any offensive lineman in the whole league in Week 9, he said, "I just try to come into the building and be the same guy I am day in and day out. I appreciate all the love that I'm getting from everyone, but I try to stay level-headed and not get too big-headed about anything. And I think the Bears need to take all of this into consideration. They need to sign this guy right now and further solidify this offensive line and send a message to the team. When you ball out, when you lead this line like Tevin Jenkins is starting to take it over, we're going to reward you. And I just think it's a great thing. You guys let me know what you think. Bear down. It's been a great offseason, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.